Hi, this is RHM for RHM Movie Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the spy movies I own. Alright, the first one up is Spy Kids. Now, it is a franchise, yes. And every single movie has a plot twist. Like, where an example is somebody you thought was a hero is a villain, somebody you thought was a villain is more of a hero. But anyway, they have all four have been great movies. And I actually think for the fourth movie, it was a great start point. Like I think with the original trilogy is they were great start points for the young actors in those movies. Daryl Sabara went on to do other things. I forgot what other things he's done. I know Alexa Vega, who's now Alexa Pena Vega, is now currently doing Hallmark movies. And for Roman Blanchard, who plays the young girl in the fourth movie, she went on to do a Disney Channel show called Girl Meets World. Now, I don't know what she's doing now. I hope she is probably going to do more, actually go on to do what Alexa Pena Vega is doing now, which is Hallmark movies, hopefully. Next one is Agent Cody Banks. Yes, the first movie is with Hilary Duff. The second one is with somebody from I'm trying to think of it. She was a part of a singing group. I forgot the name of it. But yes, Frankie Muniz and Hilary Duff are best friends in real life. I don't know if they're still friends. I hope they are. But before they did the movie together, Frankie Muniz had guest starred on Hilary Duff's show on Disney Channel, Lizzie McGuire. And I hope the show does come back. The reboot does continue. I've heard that they only shot 2 episodes so far, but I do hope it does truly come back. Now, the villain in the first one and the villain in the second one aren't necessarily the same person. Oh, who am I kidding? They aren't. But you see something in 2 that you have seen that happened in Charlie's Angels is a good agent, a spy gone bad. Now, in one of the other movies I'll be talking about, you see that. 2 of the other movies I'll be talking about, you see that again. But I thought that was interesting. I've never seen that before unless I eventually saw it in a James Bond movie. Right. Now, those 2 are family friendly. Next couple may not be so family friendly. It depends. Because there's a lot of violence that goes on. Some sexual innuendos. That's why they're rated PG-13. Yeah, I was going to say, Agent Cody Banks and the Spy Kids movies are rated PG, they are family friendly. Alright, next one is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Now, this is a very good movie, great cast. And yes, while Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were making the movie, there were those rumors that, Brad Pitt was cheating on Jennifer Aniston with Angelina Jolie. I don't believe that's true because all 3 of them had come out against saying, there was no infidelity going on. Brad wasn't cheating on Jennifer Aniston with Angelina Jolie. And I know because both Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston had said at the time their marriage was on the rocks in a way. And Angelina Jolie even came out and said she wasn't somebody who would break up a happy couple, or actually would break up a marriage. People would think that because her previous husband, Billy Bob Thornton, was married to Laura Dern, and then he ended up marrying Angelina Jolie. But that's a whole different story. Right. Now, moving on. Spy Who Dumped Me is very funny. Kate McKinnon is hilarious. Everybody in this movie is hilarious. And this does actually have somebody who else was married to Jennifer Aniston at one point, but their divorce was, I think it was finalized before he made this movie, and that's Justin Theroux. I mean, he does a great job in the movie. He is funny. And as I said, you think he's a good guy, and it turns out he's a bad guy. And same thing with Sam Heughan's characters, one of the co-workers. You think he's a good guy, but he ends up being a bad guy. It is so funny. And actually, speaking of Hallmark movie, I know I talked about the Hallmark fact that Alexa Panavega is now doing Hallmark movies. Well, with her husband, so. The link between Spy Who Dumped Me and James Bond is a Hallmark movie called A Princess for Christmas, where Sam Heughan actually got to play the one, the only, the late, great Roger Moore's on-screen son. And that is the link between Spy Who Dumped Me and James Bond. Alright, and the next one, it is funny. It's one of the very funny Melissa McCartney movies, and that is Spy. Now, I don't know if she's going to be... Chat IMDb says there's going to be a sequel. There's not much to say. They haven't said much about it. But I know Spy has a great cast, and I swear, you watch Jason Statham in this movie, he is so hilarious in this movie. I mean, yeah, Jude Law's funny too, but he's not as funny as Jason Statham in this movie. And actually, Jason Statham is pretty hilarious. Alright, next one. Keeping Up with the Joneses. Yes, Wonder Woman is a spy in this movie. Yes, when I'm saying Wonder Woman, I'm saying Gal Gadot. Yes, she plays a spy in Keeping Up with the Joneses. But so does somebody who, I don't know how many people watched the show Mad Men. But yes, that is one of the guys from the show Mad Men. And he is playing a spy. And it's so funny. And when you watch it, you find out, oh, Patton Oswalt is, sorry, spoiler, is a villain in this movie. And he is so funny in it too. Alright, next, well, it's a pair, because there's only been 2 movies. I don't know if it's a franchise or not yet, but hopefully someday it will be, is the Red movies, which are very good, very funny, great cast. And the first movie has one of the greatest fight scenes you'll ever see Bruce Willis or Carl Urban ever do, because it's with each other. It is so good. I believe, I don't know how many of you would agree with me, is John Malkovich in these movies, he's the comic relief. If it's not him, it's Mary Louise Parker. They are both so funny in the movies. Alright, next one. Now, I know the prequel is coming out soon, but I hope there is a sequel to these 2. And when I get to the Austin Powers movies, I will actually say I want to appeal to Mike Myers. Right, first. Kingsman. And the first one is The Secret Service. The second one is called The Golden Circle. Yeah, great cast for both movies. Yeah, Colin Firth playing a spy. Yes, it is a shocker, but not too much. He's, to me, in the movies he did before this, he always seemed like he could be a spy. He could have been playing James Bond, but he was passed over. And yeah, in the first one, it's Samuel Jackson as a villain. And not much of a shocker. This was, for Golden Circle, was the second time Julian, or maybe the third time, but it was a recent time Julianne Moore was playing a villain yet again. And she does a good job at playing the villain in the movie. Because, oh yeah, she's sweet as sin in the movie. I guess her character is supposed to be like Martha Stewart. And we all know what happened with Martha Stewart because of why she went to jail. This isn't the same reason, of course, because this is fiction. It's not true. But yeah, and I love Elton John's cameo in the second one. Now, I know, because I've checked the trailer, this is how Elton John and Taron Egerton met, because Elton John got to be in Kingsman: The Golden Circle. And because of that, that's how I think they probably talked, and that's how Taron Egerton was that lucky to get to play Elton John in the Elton John biopic, Rocket Man. So hopefully, who knows, they may actually get to work together again. I don't know when, but hopefully soon. It would be nice. Alright, next is actually a whole bunch of movies. It is a true movie franchise. It is James Bond. Now, I'm not letting you see the actual bomb. I don't know if you can see the bomb, but it says Ultimate Edition Volume 1. Now, the Ultimate Editions, there are 4 volumes that only had the first few James Bond, everybody except for Daniel Craig, for these movies. Now, I'm not going to say if I have a favorite James Bond or not, because I know if the actors who play Bond, the ones who are still alive, are watching this, they'll say, oh, I can't believe you picked him, saying he's your favorite. It's like, no, I like all of them. I like all the actors who play James Bond. Even the late Roger Moore. He is the only one who has played James Bond who's passed away. And I know he did a lot of other movies, but to me, he will always be James Bond. And he did a very good job for his movies. But so, yeah, and the reason... Alright, so just so you know, 24 James Bond movies are available on DVD and or Blu-ray. Because the next one, the last Daniel Craig James Bond movie, is supposed to be coming out this December, I think. I may have to double check on that. Or you guys can double check on that. So hopefully you can watch and enjoy that movie. Alright, last one is Austin Powers. Now, there has only been 3 movies. Hopefully there will be more. And as I said before, Mike Myers, if you're watching this, please get together with the writers of the Kingsman movies and actually write a crossover between Austin Powers and Kingsman. Because I so want to see it, because I think that would be so amazing. Because both series aren't lewd in a kind of way, but Kingsman is, I think people would say, oh yeah, it's Ancient Clay Banks meets Quentin Tarantino. And I say a little bit more Austin Powers than Agent Cody Banks because of the windows. But otherwise, yes. And just so you know, Austin Powers was supposed to be a spoof. Like Get Smart was supposed to be a spoof on James Bond. And my marriage has got got, I don't know if it was him or the director, got great actors for him to work beside. Like Michael York, Elizabeth Hurley for 1 in the beginning of 2, Heather Graham for number 2 for the most part, and then the great Beyonce for number 3. And believe it or not, Beyonce was nominated for an MTV Movie Award for Austin Powers and Goldmember, and she was good in that. She was actually pretty funny in that movie. I never seen her do movies before, because I actually know she got, back in the 90s, she actually guest starred on a little show called Smart Guy that starred Taj Mowry. And actually, that was a pretty, her guest spot, along with her fellow Destiny Child, girls from Destiny's Child, at that time, were pretty good. It was a good guest spot for her and her band members. Because actually, she was the main one throughout the entire episode who actually talked to anybody else. Because you actually see her through the entire episode, almost through the entire episode. Because she talks to Taj Mowry's on-screen brother in the episode, and she is really great in that. And I know I'm talking about Beyonce a lot, but I'm not that big of a fan, but I do like her music. And hopefully, maybe someday I'll get to meet her. If she's watching this, hopefully I'll get to meet you someday. And actually watch movies with you. So the next set of episodes are going to be sports movies. So, this is RHM for RHM Movie Reviews, signing off.